Today, we're going to talk about how you can generate leads online for your business, your product, or service that you offer. And I'm going to show you the quickest way to get
Cool.
there
So this is a
using.
blog post that I put together, and basically I just wanted to go over it visually with you and show you some different things within the article to make it more in depth. So we're going to start with this here, and this is probably my favorite quote of the article. And I'm saying like the fastest way for you to generate business online is you need a digital presence, and within that digital presence you need to implement some digital marketing. So if you want to get a product, service, or something that you offer out there online, your best bet is going to be social media. And oftentimes you'll hear me say that Facebook is the best way to go because it's the easiest of the top websites to use. So, like, yeah, you can go out there and you can establish yourself as a brand, get a website and everything like that. That's cool. That's fine and dandy. I recommend that. But the quickest way will be through Facebook because everybody knows what Facebook is. We're familiar with it. And Facebook is one of the top five websites. So they have a lot of authority and systems built in place so you can get your business on their platform to begin selling and representing your brand. So just a few points. You can sell whatever it is. You can sell just about anything. You can sell online books, online clothes, online membership, electronics. You can sell subscription services. You can sell courses. I like affiliate marketing. There's a ton of things that you can sell with an online business, and a lot of this you can do through Facebook to get started, and then eventually you can build out to Google, LinkedIn, YouTube, and some of those other platforms. But again, I always say that Facebook is going to be the fastest, it's the most easiest, and it has the broadest audience for you to start in the very beginning. So let's go there. How to generate leads and digital marketing. A lot of these platforms, so a lot of people, they'll go, like, you'll go within social media and you'll see people post, and they call that some form of marketing. So I had a discussion with a woman, and she was like, how come nobody was attending my event? I posted at my event in the group, and she's doing a good thing, she has a Facebook group, but she's like, nobody's seeing my event. And a lot of people mix up posting with marketing. A post is not the same thing as marketing and advertising. So just because you blast out a post and say, "Hey, everybody, come join my business," that does not mean you are effectively marketing. That is like maybe one aspect, one layer of marketing, like creating some awareness, but don't expect a lot of success if that's what you are considering to be your marketing. So within these digital realms and these platforms, you need to get constant traffic into your website or your business. So that is how you're going to market. That's the most effective way. You don't want to just blast it out. You want to get a funnel, and you want people going through that funnel from top to bottom, all the way down until they purchase your product or service. So that's not so digital marketing is going to require you to have a budget. You're going to need to spend some money. Like, think, we're in business here. You can't get everything for free. So you are going to require a budget to advertise and be effective in your digital marketing. So be prepared to have that. This is another favorite quote of mine. Digital marketing and having a digital presence is more important than ever before with the way we conduct business. And that's considering the things that happen in 2020. I'm not going to say what happens. Everybody knows what happens, and I don't want YouTube or Facebook, whoever, to mark my content with that label that they're putting on everything. But we all know what happened in 2020. We have to adjust our strategies, and there's just a new way of doing things. For example, Zoom. Like, a lot of us are doing Zoom calls and webinars, and that's just how we're doing things. I'm in the real estate industry, and one of the things we do is we tour and we visit properties virtually. We don't have to actually go to these things anymore. And some of us, yes, some of us have done that before the 2020 crisis, but still, this is becoming a new normal. And I know that people don't like to hear that phrase, new normal, but it is a thing. We are adapting and we are adjusting, and society is just becoming a lot more efficient in terms of doing things. There's no need for us to travel to work back and forth every day. What a waste on gas and carbon into the environment. You can visit and you can do business online using these virtual assets. So again, I agree that like digital marketing, like if you're a business, is highly important now that you have a digital presence. Pay attention to the landscape out there of the small business owners who suffered the most. The business owners that were mostly brick and mortar, the business owners that couldn't market and get themselves up in advertising online. Those businesses suffered. It's unfortunate, but if you're in business and you have a product or something like that, you don't have to suffer. You can learn from their mistakes. So begin to build that digital presence, and that's going to require you to be on social media as well as building your own platform. Some in some instances, like within social media, people will only search for your business on social media. They're not going to go discover your website. They only want to verify that you're available on social media. So again, I just want to reiterate, digital marketing and having a digital presence is more important than ever. So take advantage of it now. Get started. Like, build your brand ASAP. Some of the right here, really quick, real quick bullet points. um these are some of the most popular websites in, we talk about Google, Facebook, YouTube, and these three are kind of, in a way, Google, Facebook, and YouTube. They're kind of like social media. Some of you could call search engines, but they have some social media flair to it. And this is going to be the fastest way that you establish your business using one of these resources. And the thing about it is, like, whether you like the platforms or not, people are familiar with these platforms. Like, you have to. A lot of us, we have to eliminate our feelings, and some of us, like, there was an issue with Facebook, because they were terminating like accounts for conservatives, and people are saying they're left leaning, and that may be true, it may not be true, but that's irrelevant. What you want to do as a business owner is you want to utilize that platform for what it is. So Facebook has a ton of data. They have a ton of users that would be interested in your product. So try not to get emotional and any of your feelings about what these platforms offer. Just utilize the tool. It's a tool. It can be used for good. It can be used for bad. It's up to you how you utilize that tool. So Google, Facebook, YouTube, and even Amazon. I have Amazon. All five of these sites are documented here, and I have Amazon there because Amazon is a shopping center, but they also have like that social flair to it. When you go on Amazon, you check the reviews. Those social views are highly important. Same with Wikipedia. Wikipedia is just an aggregation of data with a bunch of users around the internet, and they put this data together. So all these digital assets are highly important. And remember, like, there's a social flair to each of these, and it helps when you have that social flair within your digital marketing and your digital presence. Each of these sites, they have each of these sites, they solve a problem. So Google, most people, when they're using Google, what are they doing? They're going to Google for a specific problem. They're researching something very specific. So if you can provide content around what they're researching, you can do really well on Google. This is probably the best long-term strategy here, but it's going to require a long-term strategy and a long-term implementation as opposed to Facebook. Same with YouTube. YouTube is probably in between Google and Facebook, but it also requires some strategies, some implementation to solve problems. And if you can solve people problems, you have a business and you will bring in revenue. Now, one thing I want to talk about is a lot of business owners, they like to get cheap on their marketing and their advertising. They want to shut down the marketing and advertising, and that's probably the last um sector of your business that you want to close down, because if you don't have any leads, you have no prospects. No prospects equals no sales, and no sales equals no money, no revenue. So a lot of people like to try to get cheap, and they believe they don't see the return on investment for your money. But when you're starting a business, what is the most important thing to do? How do people learn about your product? It's you advertising, promoting. It's that marketing. So it's just as important in the beginning as it is in the center and as it is in the end. Never terminate your marketing. Find a way to keep that marketing running, because this is where you draw the prospects in. You bring in the prospects, they consider your product, and then they eventually convert or close a sale or deal with you. So never terminate the marketing. I'm working with the company right now, and they're trying to terminate their marketing, and they're wondering why they're losing money. It's because the money is not marketing. You need new prospects. You need to bring people in the top of your funnel and squeeze them all the way down. Never terminate your never terminate the marketing funnel. Never ever. So really quickly, I just wanted to talk about like the three phases of marketing, like the three stages, and then I got two additional stages. But the three stages right here, like, we're going to talk about when you're marketing. In order for someone to consider your product, they need to be aware of your product.
right? Like, how will someone buy or consider your product if they are unaware? So that is the first phase of marketing. People need to understand, users need to understand what your product is and what you're offering. They need to become aware of who you are, your product, and your brand. So that's the first phase of marketing. You need to get the message out there and let people know what it is that you're offering or what it is that you're doing, so people become aware of who you are. Once they're aware of who you are, they say people do business with who they know, like, and trust. Awareness is that know. Get people to know who you are, right? Next is the consideration. So this is like the center of your marketing, and consideration is the prospect, the user, or the customer. They are aware of what your product is now, right? They are aware. So right now they are considering your product. It's like, hey, I offer coaching and consulting, and now that people know, they're aware of who I am because I advertise myself and I promote and I provide content. They are considering doing business with me, and this is probably the this phase probably takes the longest because they're thinking about it and they're trying to decide on whether they want to do business with you or whether they want to buy your product. So consideration is the second phase of marketing, and it's just as important as the rest, but it's probably the most broad and it probably the most extensive phase of marketing because they're considering if they want to do business with you. So you have to do a little bit of convincing in the consideration phase to convert your prospect or your customer. And that's the third aspect of marketing. It's a conversion. So once you pass consideration, you're going to go into conversion is that final sell, or them offering them like, hey, you know what, Jerome, hey, you know what, I want to go with your coaching service. Let's utilize this, let's do business together. So that's the conversion, and it's usually the shortest. It usually takes the least amount of time to to finish, because awareness, you gotta get people aware. They need to know who you are. People aren't familiar with a brand or a product until about, they say 7 to 12 touches. So people are going to need to see your advertising or who you are 7 to 12 times. But once they get that 7 to 12, they enter into consideration. And this, now they're aware of who you are. You're top of mind. They know who you are, but they have to think about it. Have to think about finances, whether I want to do business with you. Is the value there? They have to think about that, and that takes the longest. And then finally, when they make that decision, that's it. They make the decision and they purchase your service and they purchase your product. And it's just a snap of a finger because it only takes a decision, and maybe you input some credit card numbers, or whatever the technical is of completing that transaction is there. But it is usually the shortest phase of the marketing. These last two, like bonuses, typically these are for brands that have been around for quite some time and that have provided like a ton of value. And these aren't essential to your marketing plan and your marketing business, but these will help you a great deal. So this stage is self-explanatory. People are loyal to who you are as a brand. So Apple, the company Apple, they have a great loyalty for their company. They have a huge loyalty. Their fans are loyal to their product, and they will buy their product regardless of what they send out. They have a huge loyalty database. Now, advocacy, people are speaking for your product and promoting for your product by their own desire. So what's a company? I can't think of a company, but advocacy is, it's common sense. Like someone that's like, people that speak for your company is advocacy. Like I believe I'm an advocate of Google. I really love Google products and what Google does. So I naturally talk about Google and how much I appreciate utilizing their tools and utilizing their assets. I could say the same thing about Facebook. I advocate for Facebook and how effective it is to use Facebook marketing in the beginning stages of your business. So that those are examples of advocacy. Lead generation companies, I just wanted to talk about this really quickly. So there are companies out there that are available and that will generate lead for you and for your business, and typically you get what you pay for. So sometimes you're going to pay, like, I'm in the real estate industry, and sometimes people pay extravagant amounts for the lead generation, and sometimes it's worth it, sometimes it's not. But the lead generation companies are legit. They have experience with generating leads for you, and that's their specialty. Now it's going to be up to you if you can afford that lead generation or not. But lead generation companies are they are good companies to deal with if you want to get your marketing and you're just not interested in learning marketing and learning how to generate leads for your business. I would suggest that you partner up with a lead generation company, or maybe partner up with a coach or a consultant, so your marketing is not shut down. I have several mentors, but I have two mentors that are really great with marketing, and we've all come to the same conclusion. Most businesses, they have a marketing issue. People are unaware of who they are as a business. I attend like seminar, I attend webinars and um like real estate webinars, and one of the most common things that they'll ask in these real estate webinars is, who here can make a better burger than McDonald's? And everybody raises their hand because it's true. Like, most of us can make a better burger than McDonald's, but who can run a better business than McDonald's? Not many can raise their hand, because business and making a burger are completely different. And one of the point is that McDonald's, they have an excellent marketing campaign, they have excellent business campaigns, so people are aware of who their product is, who they are. That's why these companies, people talk about Facebook, but these companies pay billions of dollars into Facebook to increase their branding and awareness. That's the one thing that companies don't shut down, is the marketing. So keep your marketing up and running, and partner up with a lead generation company if you don't want to learn this lead generation yourself. If you are interested in learning like lead generation yourself, I have like a course. It'll be towards the end of this document and this video, or a link, or as a link in the description. You can utilize that, and that course is filled with, getting your business online. So first we start with Facebook, then we go into building a website, then we go into Google, YouTube, and some of the other social media platforms that you need to be on for you to be generating leads and bringing business to your business. So Facebook lead generation for your business. This is so I'm going to advocate. Remember, we talked about advocate. I'm just going to advocate for Facebook really quickly, because a lot of people are against Facebook, and I'm just not. I'm able to take my emotions out of the subject and just look at it objectively. So Facebook is successful. It's, first of all, it's one of the top 5 websites. So I was doing some research prior to the video, and I just want to show you this web page. Like, let's look here. These top websites, the most visited websites in the world. Remember, I said Facebook is the top 5. Actually, here it shows as the top 3. So Facebook is not going anywhere anytime soon. It's one of the top 3 websites for a reason. Look how many monthly visits they got. 25.5 billion. Facebook is here. I don't believe they're going anywhere. We got they're mentioning like competitors going out there. Let's not also forget that Facebook owns Instagram. So Facebook owns a great deal of digital real estate out there. But Facebook is one of the top 5 sites, and it's one of the top 5 sites for a reason. It's very familiar. People know what Facebook is, and people spend time on Facebook, right? So let's go back over to here. It's familiar. Facebook is familiar. People know what it is. It's popular. Facebook is easy. A lot of people sign up for an account, and it's pretty easy to use, pretty easy to navigate compared to some of the other stuff, like like Google. Google is a search engine, and it's not as easy to navigate as Facebook, because Google, it's just a gateway. It's just a gateway, and it leads you to other websites and other resources. Facebook, once you log into Facebook, you're on Facebook, and that's that. Facebook is safe. It's not the most safe, but Facebook has some security measures in place to protect its users and protect its businesses on there. So Facebook is safe. People are familiar with who Facebook is. So I have some videos on the channel about utilizing Facebook to complete business, do transactions, and I'm a huge advocate for what's next on this list, and that's for the Facebook Marketplace. So a lot of business goes down on Facebook Marketplace, and this is why I believe that Facebook is one of the strongest reasons why Facebook is always going to be around, because this Facebook Marketplace is essentially Craigslist. We are all familiar with what Craigslist is. Craigslist is a site, and it's a marketplace, and there's some very shady, and the site just looks sketchy, to be completely honest. But when you go onto the Facebook Marketplace, it's a completely different ball game, and people are doing a lot of business here in this Facebook Marketplace. Even in terms like individuals, like I might be looking for example, my tire just went flat on my car, and I'm looking for a rim because I know my rim is damaged. So I'm looking on the Facebook Marketplace for a rim to purchase for my car. And a lot of business goes down on this Facebook Marketplace. So that's one of the reasons why Facebook will remain around, according to me. Again, I just want to reiterate, Facebook will be around for a long time. It's not going anywhere anytime soon. Companies pay billions of dollars to Facebook to advertise and utilize the platform. These companies aren't um, they're not just donating money just because things are working with Facebook. So that's why they're utilizing it. Facebook is making money. And the more money that people pay Facebook, the happier Facebook is, and the more customers and prospect that Facebook provides those people. So Facebook is working, whether we like it or not, whether we want to admit that or not. Facebook will be around. It may not always be the same, but it will be around, and people will continue to pay Facebook for advertising and utilizing their platform. So that's pretty much the what I wanted to go over with getting your business online, running digital ads, running digital media. I wanted to talk on Facebook first, and eventually in the future we'll go over Google, we'll go over YouTube, and we'll go over LinkedIn, some of the other platforms to generate leads in your business. I'm an advocate for video, so I like to any platform that allows you to showcase video. I believe that platform is going to do really well. Facebook allows video, so of course it's going to stay around. But I think like after you establish Facebook and then you establish an online presence, you're um, a great mission for you to begin is YouTube. And we'll talk, that's probably the next thing that I'm talking about, YouTube and video marketing. That being said, get your business online with Facebook. I developed a course on how to generate and get your business online with Facebook, how to build a page, how to set up your assets, how to set up your business manager and the right things to put in your Facebook marketing and your Facebook advertising. You can access the course by coming down here, clicking here. I'm also offering a discount code for the first 50 people that purchase the course. So if you type in this first 50 code, you can get this course for 50% off. And it has everything that you need within that course, and it's always updated and it's always constant. And not only is it it's the Facebook module, this course will be bundled with all future modules as well. So remember I talked about Google, remember I talked about YouTube, LinkedIn. Some people are like looking for TikTok, which I haven't touched yet, but once you purchase this course, you have lifetime access to all of those modules and all of those courses on running your business effectively. So I appreciate you watching, and I appreciate your time, you taking your time to listen. I will see you on the next video. Bye bye.